The Outlook Web Access user interface got quite a bit of sprucing up, if you will. Now, what you're looking at here is Outlook Web Access Premium. This is not the basic. I just want to talk about Premium in this video. But some of the things that we got here is the ability to do our panes over here. Notice if I click on the message on the left side, it goes to the message on the right and I can see it. I can drag this around and resize it. If you're familiar with and like the pane on the bottom, all you have to do is go up here on the toolbar, click, and I can move the email message pane to the bottom if I'd like, or I can turn it off completely and then double click my message and get a new window and see it. So it's however I want to see that. There's a lot of things that I can do here, a lot of really cool things. Notice down here on options, if I go to options, I get a whole page of things. Notice out of office assistant, message options. I can play a sound when a new mail arrives. I can display a notification message when new mail arrives and so forth. But notice there's kind of a cool one I can do. I can change the color scheme. This is not a big deal, but it's kind of neat on some days. Notice I'll change it to burgundy. So I choose burgundy here, save and close. And notice I now get this new burgundy view. Also, on my messages, on my inbox here, I can choose a two-line view, or I can see just the messages. And notice this looks more like some of the standard stuff that you see out there. I can set it to be by sender. Now this is real cool. Notice it separates them and I can expand or collapse them based on the sender. So if I've got 15 different people sending me email messages, it's going to tend to put those in order together. Okay, and I can order them by the dates they were received and so forth. So it's kind of cool the things I can change here. Other than colors and the reading pane and the new two-line view that I showed you, I can also do message flagging. And this is really cool because to flag a message, I can leave myself a little visual here. For example, on this message, if I click it, notice it turns a different color. And I can make these things be, by right-clicking on the flag, I can change it to a blue flag, a green flag, or a complete flag, or I can clear the flag completely. Now this is a cool way to leave me a message for a follow-up or something that needs to be happen. I can color code these things. Green, something I need to get to. Red is something urgent, need to handle it right away. So I can set flags on these things to see what's going on. There's also some shortcut menus. I can right-click on messages and get shortcut menus. Notice I can flag for follow. Outlook Web Access. Now also under options, if I go over here, I can tell it also to mark displayed items in the reading pane as red. I can tell it to not automatically mark these things. I can set spelling words for how to check spelling, ignore words with numbers and so forth. The items. Open the next item. Now there's something else that happens here, and there's a deferred refresh of views. In older versions of Outlook Web Access, every time you deleted, moved, or copied a message, you got this refresh and it reordered everybody. In Outlook Web Access 2003, you have to delete or affect 20% of the messages before you get a refresh. Notice up here, you can automatically refresh this. Notice right here, I can update folders. I can check for new messages here, but I won't get an automatic refresh until I've done 20%. And that 20% is based on how many messages I'm currently displaying right here. Notice we've got tasks, we've got sent items, outbox, notes, journal, everything you had before, calendar and so forth. You're also going to notice this is a lot faster than it used to be. And again, they've really sped up the efficiency. It's going to be a much better environment. Now, Microsoft's actually suggesting that this become the default client for a lot of users because we no longer have to put Outlook on every desktop and support it. They can use Outlook Web Access, and people can get in from all over the organization without the administrative staff having to support a client application on the desktop. Kind of an interesting take from a company that sells software. So that's just a little example of some of the user interface changes in Outlook Web Access. Pretty impressive set of things. There's a lots more in here, but I don't want to spend a whole lot of time in the course just going over this.